Hey guys, Civilord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look, continuing our looks, I should say, at the Mythic Legions All-Stars 6+. We're past the plus point at this point, so, you know, I got a little confuzzled there. But today we're looking at an actual All-Star, the first of the All-Stars, and that's good old Clavian, the blood red skeleton that I voted for with 2 different emails. Sue me! He was going to win anyways. Give me a break. This course brought to us by the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios, and yes, I wanted this figure. I wanted this figure pretty bad. He was one of the last named skeletons I didn't have. I still don't have the first Scapular or Celtus, but I don't know if I'll ever get those because y'all are too nutso cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs psycho poo-poo caca balls with the pricing on those figures. I mean, Scapular 2 is better. Like, give me a break. Like, Scapular 1 is not better than Scapular 2. He comes with, like, 5 extra things. And that might be including the shoulder pads. I don't know. And, you know, it's just... the sculpt is better. It's got soft goods. It's got better range in the articulate. The second one's better. That other one should be like $50, but, you know, I can sit here till I'm blue in the face about that. I really hate the secondary market with this line still, but that's what All-Stars are for. So, with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Clavian has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with, oh great, back adapters. Bye-bye. That said, he does come with this cool shield with the handle on the back, which you can remove if you want. It is tight though, so be mindful of that. You want to bust your shield, but you can't put that sucker back in there. I will say, once you pop the handle off and on a couple of times, it starts to loosen up. Also, if you go in there with an X-Acto or something, chip some of the excess paint off, that helps too. He does have the clip though, if you want to do that. And as far as weapons, he does come with a bloody dagger and a bloody sword. So, there you go. That's your line. That's all you get. You get the pauldrons, but those are attached to him. You get the belt, but that's also attached to him. So, taking a closer look at Clavian. Love the red. I don't know if this matches the Furious 4. I would think it would, given the fact that you could still get those relatively cheap. As in close to what the Horsemen were selling them for. Was it 2 years ago now? 2 years ago now. Ain't that some shiznit? But either way, if you wanted to put the pelvis head on this guy, you probably could. And it would match up good enough. I mean, it is just a head, so, you know, take that into account. But this guy just pops, man. I think he'd look really cool with Scaphoid. You know, they're the 2 colored skeletons, not to sound awkward or anything. That said, if you're wondering what these blood skeletons do, I heard that Scaphoid's like a nuclear bomb. He's like a walking hand grenade. So that's fun. These guys are essentially skeletons with the powers of Carnage from Marvel, because their bones can morph into weapons due to like some weird blood magic. So they're like bloodbender. I don't know. I wish we had an effect to showcase that, but I guess worst case scenario, you could pop off his hands and put on one of Carnage's weapons or something. That would look kind of neat. But at any rate, as far as his articulation goes, his head will look up and down, tilt side to side, look side to side. The neck does rotate, but it's stiff, so it's not gonna right now. You can pop the pauldron up. His shoulders will move forward and back. You can pop the arm out like that. This armor plate that's bolted onto the bone here will actually shift up and over the torso armor if you play your cards right. Oof. I have the strength of frickin' Zeus here. The elbows don't get the best range. I think this one might actually get more because this is a soccer socket piece, but they're not terrible for older figures. Can rotate. He does have a gauntlet swivel. He does have a wrist swivel with a hinge. I always thought the wrist swivel... Fool me once, shame on me. I was going to say something, but you know what? There's no point. I was going to say the wrist swivel didn't really work great on the old figures, but I'm just stupid and don't know how to move figures, so, you know, ignore the crazy blind man behind the camera, right? That said, as far as his torso goes, he doesn't really lean back, but he does lean forward, so that's a plus. He does have a nice waist twist in there, a little bit of tilt, just a little bit. Hips will kick out, pretty much full-on splits. He'll kick forward and back. He does have a single jointed knee. It gets you about 90. You can hyperextend it and lose the center of balance. He does have a swivel below the knee. He's got a swivel in the ankle, as well as a hinge, and a rocker, and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But that's Clavian. Nothing crazy. He's got the belt on. He's got a very short loin piece. Where else have we seen this? I'm not sure. I don't think Tibius and Ilgar have it. I think they have like the medium-sized one. Like, what is it? A lot of the knights, they would typically have something like that, but that's a lot smaller. Like, he's got nothing protecting his junk, even though he's a skeleton and probably doesn't have junk. You know, my point. That's probably why he's dead. That's his Achilles heel. You know, you may have heard of Achilles heel, but you haven't heard of both of these nuts. That's a stupid joke, and I don't mind if you unsubscribe for it. But either way, that's Clavian. I like this figure. I think he's cool. Kind of reminds me of Red Skull from Marvel. I don't know, role-played in a Dungeons & Dragons group. Where is this review going? Off the rails. So why don't we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Clavian, alongside a figure that doesn't make him feel so inferior. Good old Sir Ignatius from the rival faction Order of Aetheron, funny enough. Did I plan that? Perhaps. But then we also have a skeleton from nowadays, Thrasus the First Risen, utilizing pretty much 100% new parts, except for maybe the crotch. And while he's still taller than almost everyone here, if we don't count Sir Ignatius' wings, you can definitely see how far we've come with this line. This line has definitely evolved over the years, and it's not just the amount of stuff we get in the box that's changed. It's, not to be premature, the overall presentation and or package deal we get with these figures. It's kind of astounding that, you know, other toy companies will make a big stink out of, I don't know, pinless joints or new body molds, whereas the Four Horsemen do it. Yeah, it's exciting, but it's like, that's not the selling point, usually. Valiant Knight, Skeleton Legion Builder 2, and Legendary Barbarian aside, because those are kind of first-timers. Four Horsemen put just as much effort into a character utilizing a new body as a character utilizing an old body, and it definitely shows. But that said, this Thrasus the First Risen figure kicks the crap out of both guys here. Let's not kid ourselves. Moving them out of the way. Not for nothing, this Thrasus also comes with like 10 times more stuff. It's kind of ridiculous. Bring in. Even Brother Mandibulus here feels like a bit of an evolution compared to Clavian, if I do say so myself. Then we also have the infamous 11 Spawn from a company that's, well, going downhill pretty fast. Not as bad as Super 7, but, you know. When you lose a license and then you start doing stupid crap nobody likes, yep. But as usual, he towers over everyone. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while he may not be the most exciting thing in this All-Stars 6+ wave, I have to say I'm still very happy that good old Clavian here not only won the All-Star vote, but is as good as I hoped he would be. And if we can take anything away from this, he'll look quite festive with good old Scaphoid during the holiday season, both Halloween and Christmas, in fact. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.